वालेकुम एंड वेलकम टू संडे ब्रंच फ्रॉम ह्यूस्टन। मैं हूं लुबना और एक बार फिर हाजिर हूं आप लोगों के साथ। कुछ गेस्ट भी हमारे साथ हैं एंड नॉट ओनली दैट वी हैव अ टॉपिक एंड लॉट्स ऑफ डिस्कशन ऑन टुडे शो। आपको नंबर देना था यहाँ का, इट इज़ 855-886-6387 extension 4 and this number is so you can call and if you want to get in contact with these guests here. And not only that, if you want to give your feedback, any opinion, anything you want to say, because TV1 does consider your opinion, anything you want to see, and if you want to be a guest on the show. So thank you so much for starting your afternoons off with Sunday Brunch from Houston. And without any further ado, I do want to, of course, introduce our guest on today's show. First guest we have is Neena Patel, who is a mom at a school, and not only that, she's also a professional. So welcome to the show and thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
And the second guest we have is Lonnie Hudson, who is the owner of 5 schools, 1 in Dallas and 4 here in Houston. Welcome to the show, Lonnie.
Thank you for the invitation.
And the third guest we have is Misbah Chaudhry, who has law offices of immigration, not only in Houston, but also New York and Katy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And I do want to thank all of you for taking time out and coming here. And we will start off with, I think we should start off with immigration today, because immigration is a topic that's so important. A lot of people don't know what to do or where they can go. So tell us about visas. Let's start off with that. How can you help people with the visas?
Immigration is a very hot topic for all of us immigrants, because when we move from different parts of the world to United States, we cannot stay here or be here even without visas. Now, when people come here, they start their life, they come here, they look for opportunities, and they figure out many opportunities where they can have a good life, a good start, their kids can go to good schools, and they can have a future here, prosperity especially. For that, very important thing is that you need to maintain your status in United States. Maintaining status means that you should always be having on some kind of visa. It's not that oh, initially we came on a visit visa and then you know what, after 6 months there was a 6 months validity entry to United States, and then after that we are living here after 6 years and we don't know what we did with us. So this is a very, very scary situation. It's a country of opportunities. People can come here, have their dreams come true, but the rules and regulations are very strict, and that makes this nation a great nation. When you come here and you are planning to stay here, I always stress on this, that always stay in status.
And that's
not for
so
a single day you should be out of status. There's so many kind of visas, so many kind of opportunities depending on your experience, on your education, on your family ties, that makes you eligible for different kind of visas.
Of course, and that's very important. And you know, even with the immigration reform, which I think everyone is waiting for, what can you tell us about that? I mean, of course, everybody knows about immigration reform, but when it comes into act, how can we find out about it? How can people know about that?
See, if people are interested in knowing, and there are 11 million people, so and 11 million is the statistics which is in the government statistics.
So you don't even know how many
are. You
are.
don't even know.
Exactly.
Maybe not 11 million, there are 22 million people who are out of status or who have entered United States illegally without any status, staying here for years, and they are waiting for this reform to come. Now, what is immigration reform? It's not a small thing. It's when you make any laws, rules, or regulations, there is lots and lots of work which needs to be done on that. It's just not that, oh, it's a piece of paper, they sign it and it's done. No. So there are so many provisions in there where they are trying to give people who are in United States for so many years, to give them some status, who are married to US citizens, who have kids in United States. The child born in United States is a US citizen. So what they are trying to do, they are trying to maintain the family unity, and while maintaining the family unity, they are trying to give these people status who have been living here for so many years. One thing which is very important in immigration reform, which is provisions which are in there. Very important provisions are, number one, that the people who will be eligible for getting the status in United States are people who have good moral character. Good moral character means that They don't have criminal charges on them. A
course.
little bit small here and there. Yeah, it's not that, oh, I can never become a US citizen. No,
Right.
that's not it. But the big charges, like there are, we call them in our language the crimes of moral turpitude.
Right.
It's very important that when you are living in in this country, you need to maintain a clean background for
clean
you. It's
background, of
very,
course.
very
It's
important.
important.
So that is important. Other in the reform, they are trying to increase the work visas number. They are trying to make the green card, employment-based green card, which gets petitioned through employers like these two nice people sitting here,
right.
and the number of the visas, because all the time we have deficiencies in school
So many
teachers,
school teachers,
in
of
education system, medical,
Of
all
course.
these engineers.
Of
So
course.
they are trying to get these people here on employment-based green cards, on H-1B visas, on other many work visas are available on which they can
course.
come and work here and
Of
stay.
course, definitely. We'll talk to you more. And Lonnie, we just talked about, teachers and stuff. And I know you have schools here and, at a very early stage. Now, one thing I want to talk about, I know you're an expert at this, that the first 5 years of a child's life is a critical time when the child's brain is being developed and it's very, forming connections. Now, you need to shed some light about for people to understand how the brain is forming connections and why it's important for the child for the first 5 years.
Sure. The first
Give you a
five,
tough one, right?
Sure. First 5 years is by far the most important educational time
Right.
In a child's life. When a child is born, they're born with 100 billion brain cells. Approximately 17% of those are activated. Those are the brain cells that dictate heart rate, blood pressure, body temperature, the portion that keeps the child alive.
Right.
The rest of the brain cells are completely inactive. And so what has to happen is you have to properly cognitively stimulate those brain cells in order to get them to activate.
Right.
What science has shown, what research has shown, is that between 85 and 93% of every brain cell in a child's mind will go to and through a period of time in which it can be activated by the time the child hits their 6th birthday. So, put another way, between 85 and 93% of a child's entire future success is locked in concrete and cannot be changed once they hit their 6th birthday.
Wow.
That's an extremely important concept to understand.
Of course, and it's important because it's basically maximizing your child's mental capacity. And later on, people say, "Well, why can't our child do this?" Well, maybe because you did something wrong when they were small. I mean, I know it sounds funny, but that's important. And like you said, I mean, that is when the time is where the brain cells are being developed, and why it's important. And especially at your school, the Kids Are Kids in Sugar Land on Highway 6 in Woodbridge. Over there, I've seen where kids are over there and having all these different things, and that's where, Nina, I think you come in.
Yes.
That when you obviously send your child to that school, and how do you think that school is different than other schools?
Well, I was always down. I'm a Desi mom, and so I had my children. I have two boys and a daughter, and I had my children in the Montessori and private school,
Right.
path.
Right.
And I just felt my son wasn't doing well at the Montessori level. He was 5. He was having trouble grasping a pencil, and just things were just off.
Right.
And I just started to do some more research and found out about Kids Are Kids, and they have a learn with play philosophy.
Right.
And I have a very active boy, and I thought, let me try
that,
this
right.
outlet. And it ended up becoming the best thing that I've done for my child. He ended up doing so well because he wasn't just sitting in a one spot, writing his ABCs. He was playing games, but he was learning the
Through games he
ABCs
was
through
learning,
games.
of
And it
course.
was, for him, it wasn't like work. And in fact, I had to, when I went to go pick him up from school, it's like crying, versus the other way around,
Of
where
course.
he was crying too, because he had to go to school.
Because
I
he was
mean,
having so much fun.
it was
So
really neat. And so
Right.
when it came down to my second son, I mean, of course, the natural choice was Kids Are Kids.
Right.
And then 6 years later, I had a surprise baby, and so she ended up following the path of Kids Are Kids. And
Right.
I love it. It was so hard for me to get my mindset off the Montessori private school path.
Right.
Because I always
Right.
thought Kids Are Kids was a daycare, but it's just so much more than that.
Of course.
I mean, and especially since they do so much on brain development, which
And
I
that's
was
important.
completely clueless about. I just thought it was daycare. They're there, taking care of their basic needs while I'm off at work. But there's just so much more to
Right.
early childhood development.
Right. Definitely, we'll talk more. It's time for a break. I've been told to take a break. Anyway, आप लोग कहीं मत जाइएगा. हम लोग तो यहीं पे हैं. We'll be right back after this. You are watching Sunday Brunch from Houston.